What's going on, guys? So I have kind of a unique treat for you today. I'm going to talk about creating a free user profile on a website called clarity.fm. Now, the reason why this website is so unique is it's the only one that I found, and maybe you guys have found an alternative. If you have, let me know in the comments below. But this is the only website I found that allows me to create a profile totally for free as an expert in my niche and allows me to sell time on the telephone as a physical therapist. I know one of the greatest values I deliver to my clients is peace of mind. And after this video, I'm going to share another video clip of a phone call that I received. Basically doing that, just bringing somebody peace of mind. They were concerned that they had ruptured a bicep tendon. I did a little video consult. I don't know, probably wasn't even 5 minutes. And we resolved the issue, and now that saved that person a trip to the urgent care, a trip to the emergency room, and a night of sleepless, restless time because they know, no, like everything's intact. So let's jump into it. Let me show you the website. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. This is what the homepage of clarity.fm looks like. It's totally free to create your account. I have no connection to them. I'm not an affiliate. I get no commission. I just think it's an amazing resource. So the site in and of itself is not going to drive traffic to you. The site is more for business, technology companies, things like that. But what you can do is you can create your user account. I'm going to log into my account and I'll click on it so you can see it says here Anthony Maritato, physical therapist, practice owner, consultant, total therapy solutions founder. I've got 2 areas of expertise listed. One is specific to physical therapy and one is specific to Medicare contracting. You guys know that I do a lot of stuff teaching other therapists how to bill Medicare, become contracted providers with Medicare. So those are my 2 areas. I've been on the site about 3 years. I've completed about 17 phone calls, but for the first 2.5 years, I never promoted this utility. I just didn't use it. Now I'm starting to promote it. So what does this do exactly? When somebody lands on your profile or you create, which is what I'm going to show you today, a clickable link to take them to your profile, they have the option to book a call. And so when they do that, what happens is Clarity, the website, will allow them, well, you know what, let me do this. Nancy Beckley is on the site. Let's see if I can find her. They've been changing around a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just try physical therapy. So if I search listings for physical therapy, you can see there's mine. Here's Heidi. Let's click on Heidi. Heidi does an amazing job, guys, if you have billing or collection questions. So I can click on request a call. They're asking me what basically the call is going to be about. It says reason for the call. Then it asks me to choose 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. It can go longer, it can go shorter. They will adjust. I can come down here and choose from the suggested time frame. And if none of these times work, then Heidi can send alternative suggestions. I can come down here, put in my payment information from my credit card, my billing address, and when I click the book now button, basically what it does is it sends the request to Heidi. Heidi, as the expert, still has the option to accept the call, reject the call, reschedule the call within the platform. So this is an interesting part. I'm going to grab full screen for this. Within the platform, they charge 15% processing fee. I'll call it a processing fee. A lot of therapists get turned off by that because the patient could call you directly, which absolutely they could. You could use a platform like Calendly to sell time on the phone. But the problem is I've never found another platform that sells and charges by the minute. These guys don't have a monthly membership fee where something like Calendly or other schedulers do. These guys have an integrated scheduler. They have an integrated messaging system that allows me to communicate with the potential caller through text messaging. They have a lot of really cool functionality. So I'm happy to give up the 15% because most of the time, if somebody books a 15-minute call, it's going to go 18 minutes, 20, 22 minutes, and you're losing those extra minutes. If you're on Calendly and they book a call and you run over, you really don't have a good seamless way to capture those extra minutes like the Clarity platform does. So I don't want you to think of the Clarity platform as a place to get new clients. That's not what it's there for. It's a utility, and use it as a utility. Use it as something that will allow you to sell minutes of time on the phone. Now remember, these could be minutes of time while you're driving from mobile visit to mobile visit. These could be minutes of time that you're selling when you have an opening during your day between patient appointments. You might even be efficient enough that you open these Clarity spots when you have a cancellation on your schedule. Let's jump back in. Let's take a look at what therapists are doing right now in terms of marketing phone calls, because I think a phone call has huge value. So what I did was, and I had never done this before, I typed in telephone consultation for physical therapy into Google. You can see here we have a paid ad, we have a second paid ad, a third paid ad. So there's some money behind this search term. When I get down here, I get phone consultation, Sullivan Physical Therapy. I get people also ask, which are recommendations from Google. But this is really interesting. Free pain relief consultation, complimentary consultation, free telephone consultation, free. Then we get into telehealth, free. I'm surprised. I genuinely am surprised. You know, now, I'm not knocking any of the people that show up in this search result because I'm happy that they're getting their name out there. I'm happy that they're showing up. But for me as a consumer, I'm going to take off my physical therapist hat and I'm going to put on my consumer hat. If I'm looking for somebody to answer my questions, right, especially a professional, somebody that I respect, somebody that I'm coming to you for professional advice, when I see free, I know it's not free. I know this is, it's like a free sample at Costco. Why is Costco giving away free samples? Because they want to get you in the door. They want you to buy other stuff. This is essentially a commercial to try and convince me to hire you as my therapist. That's not what I want as a consumer. I will purposely not click or go to any of those because I know that they're just going to try to sell me on a bigger package, and that's not what I want. And even if they're not, that's the impression, right? So I don't want to be sold. I want you to give me an answer. So I would rather see a listing for a $25 15-minute telephone consultation with a licensed physical therapist to answer your questions without any pressure to upsell into anything else. I'll do that in a heartbeat. In the example you're going to see in a separate video, this gentleman is sitting at work right now pretty freaked out about what he needs to do because of the pain in his bicep tendon. And he is concerned that he's ruptured his tendon. So he's sitting there with a choice. He can go to the emergency room, he can go to the urgent care, or he can jump on a 15-minute paid call with me to ask me questions about what he can do. Now, how do we balance this? Is this treatment? Is this an evaluation? Is this a consultation? I can tell you that in this particular situation, this is an individual that's been a patient of mine already. He's actually a current existing patient right now. So I have all of my bases covered. I have the HIPAA compliance, I have the release forms, I have everything that I need in place. But on my Clarity account, the other calls that you've seen that weren't existing patients, a couple of them were just computer programmers, AI programmers. They were asking me for professional advice on the profession as a whole. But then the others were individuals that had seen my YouTube channel, seen my knee replacement content, and they basically wanted to ask for my opinion on various things related to what they're doing. Not in a treatment perspective, but more like they already have a physical therapist, they're already doing stuff, and they wanted an outside opinion on what they should consider looking into next. More of an education consultation than anything else. I do telehealth. I provide that as a service. We have all the proper documentation in place for it. But my goal here is to open a new door for you as a therapist to see if there is something that might help the quality of your business right now. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to jump back over. I'm going to go into, this is the back end of my Medicare home therapy profile. This is what you see when you're a physical therapist or occupational therapist or speech therapist. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a community article. A community article is basically like a blog post, right? We want to do a little bit of research. I haven't researched this at all. Ask a physical therapist. Let's see what happens when I pop that in there. So we've got ask an expert, home CEU connection, physical therapy hours. I don't know, ask a doctor, just answers. I've used this website before. Ask a physical therapist, results physio, ask the experts, physicaltherapy.com, cadence PT. Wow, I'm gotta take a look at that real quick. You know, I think there's some opportunity here. Ask our experts, therapeutic associates. We might be able to get a page ranked. So look at cadence. There isn't too much on this page right now. It just goes straight into ask a physical therapist, call now, send us a message. It's a great little page, but there just isn't a whole lot of content on there. Let's see what Results PT. Results PT has the first organic rank. Let's see where we are. The aspect ratio is a little weird on the photo. Do you have a question? I have a question for a physical therapist, insurance. You know, that would be another great one. Like ask questions about your health insurance related to physical therapy. Okay, I am going for this search term. This is going to be, I didn't even spell it right. I said an physical therapist. This is what I'm going for. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to drop that in my title. I'm going to capitalize where it's needed. Ask a physical therapist. I'm going to change my category to specialty. I'm going to go, smart tags are going to be physical therapy, questions about physical therapy, PT. Okay. Now, what kind of stuff am I looking for? Ask a licensed physical therapist your questions now. I'll just have that. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to come in. I'm going to make it an H2. So the headings tags, H1, H2, H3. The H1 is always going to be the title of the article. So you don't have to ever put an H1 tag in these community posts. The H2 tag is the subheading. And I'm going to do a little bit of formatting there. I'm going to drop down. I want to embed a graphic. Now, I created this graphic using Canva. You can create the graphic however you want. But let me see if I can go ahead. I'm going to upload it to the site. If I can find it, bear with me, guys. Here we go. Grab that. Okay, so click to schedule a call. $1.67, which is $100 an hour. I can use that graphic right now. Then what we want to do, so I can come in here. Let me click on that one more time. I can add an image caption. Ask a physical therapist. All right. Now, this is where I would start to consider some questions, right? Let's see. So people also ask, what are good questions to ask a physical therapist? How much does PT evaluation cost? How do I know if physical therapy is good? What's a typical day? I don't want any of those. What's physical therapy session? You know, these are more for people that are looking to start therapy, go to therapy. What I really want to find is like that person who was at soccer practice with their 9-year-old son or daughter. They sprained their ankle, and what do I do? You know, so let's jump back in and let's see common questions asked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this an H3 tag. And we'll come down here. My 8-year-old daughter rolled her ankle during soccer practice. Should I take her to urgent care, the emergency room? Whoops. Goodness gracious. Or wait and call my pediatrician. All right, like that's a pretty common question. Number 2, I hurt my shoulder at work. Should I use ice or heat? Number 3, what do you guys think? What are some common injury or pain related questions? Common injury related questions. Let's see what we've got here. Can I walk on a sprained ankle? How do I know if my tendon is torn? Let's see what else we have. What shin splints is a difference from a stress fracture? How do I know if I tore my ACL, tendonitis, concussion? Like that's a big one. Let me just grab that right there. Paste that one in, but I don't want it to be all caps, so I'm just going to retype it. How can I tell if my son has a concussion? So like this would be great if I said 10 common questions asked to a physical therapist by phone. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish fleshing these out. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to make all of this text 20-point font. So ask a licensed physical therapist your questions now. Let's change. I wonder if ask a Wonder if I have to type it, put in like Ohio physical therapist. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna play around with this, guys. I wonder if I drop that. So the problem is if I put that in as the featured image right there, when I view this, now this is a preview, it's going to show up there, but it's not clickable. Here, we can make it a clickable link. So don't do that. We'll find a better way, a better image up there. Just to show you real quick how I make this a clickable link, let me go back to my Clarity profile. Let me go back into my account. Once you guys set up your free account, you'll come in here, you'll go down, you can go to calls. No, that's not what I want. I'm in account, edit profile. I go to share your profile, add a widget. I'm going to copy the code here. I have not been able to, and I don't want to use this graphic, but I do want Clarity to take the prospect straight to the scheduler. So what I'm doing is I'm copying this little piece of code right here, the HTTPS clarity.fm ask, no, that's not the one I want. Interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click open in an incognito browser. You guys can't see this at the moment. Let me switch over so you guys see where I am. Okay, so this is the incognito browser. It's opening up. I'm copying the URL at the very top. Now I'm going to switch back over and we're going to go into our blog post here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to the insert link. I'm going to paste this entire URL, open in a new tab, and hit insert. And so what's going to happen, I'm going to save that. It's going to refresh. I'm going to open it up. And now what happens essentially is when I mouse over, I get the little hand with the finger. I click on it. It takes the user, the viewer, out to the Clarity website. My internet's running super slow right now, but this is gonna populate with this, allowing you to book a call with Anthony Maritato. So guys, I hope you find some functionality in this. Sorry for kind of fumbling around through this, but I want you to see that there's real opportunity here. I'll catch you guys on the next video.